Wow, so I was not expecting this big of a Knicks Woj bomb early in the morning on August 4th. We started off the morning with Woj announcing that John Collins got a 5-year, 125, close to a max, but not really the max, from the Atlanta Hawks. He really didn't have any better offers out there. Really, nobody else had cap space. So, really, whatever the Hawks were going to offer him, and it was over $20 million a year, he was probably going to accept it. If not, then he was just going to do a 1-year deal. But yeah, I literally wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I finish up my newsletter, send it out, justballin.co, link in the description. Absolutely free. You get emailed, gets emailed to you every morning. And I write everything out from yesterday. There was even like in the rumors section, John Collins has been offered the 125 for 5 years. So I had that this morning. 40 minutes later, after I upload the newsletter, Collins signed. So I'm like, okay, well, that's just, I'm going to have to start getting used to that. Just news happening right after I sent out the daily newsletter. And then last night, before I go to bed, I recorded a new look Knicks rebuild, building around, really, it was RJ Barrett. I didn't even bring back Julius Randle because we had such a bad season number 1. My point guard was like Hunter Salas or J.D. Davison. It was Hunter Salas I drafted. And yeah, I did a Knicks rebuild. I sent it out to my editor, got it back to me, and yeah, can't upload that because that is now outdated. But hey, I'd rather that happen than me upload that video and then an hour later the Knicks sign Kemba Walker, because that's pretty much what happened with the Bulls and DeMar DeRozan. I was set on doing a Bulls rebuild at like 4 o'clock yesterday. I had it ready to go. And with Lonzo Ball, and then boom, Woj hits that, or I don't know who reported it, maybe it was Shams, that DeMar DeRozan signs a 3-year deal. So I was like, okay, let me wait. So you guys already saw that today. I kind of wish that I uploaded this first, but I wanted to get that out for you. And this would have happened, I think, at, exactly 10 a.m. when I scheduled that video to go live. So if that was at 9:55, I would have been able to revert that, but no, exactly 10. Which is weird. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Knicks getting Kemba Walker today. Did not think the Knicks were going to make this big of a splash once the offseason was kind of wrapped up. They had about $8 million in cap space. They've ended up with Evan Fournier, Alec Burks, Nerlens Noel, and Derrick Rose. The last 3 of those guys were on all new contracts, as obviously Evan Fournier is new. A 3-year deal fully guaranteed, and then the 4th year is non-guaranteed. It's a team option. And it comes out to a 4-year, $78 million, so it's probably like 3 for 20, 3 for 58 for the first 3 seasons, or 3 for 59 maybe makes more sense. So yeah, the Knicks get Kemba Walker. I'm very excited. I will actually kind of quickly show you kind of tweet about this. So I tweeted like, this is going to be the Knicks probably crunch time 5. And I'm excited because, yes, we're going to have Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, not the best defensive backcourt. RJ Barrett's still young and improving. Julius Randle was obviously All-NBA last year, but still has his defensive problems. Like, this lineup out there right now, it's a little worrisome defensively, because who are you putting on Trae Young? Because nobody could guard Trae Young last playoffs because Tibbs didn't want to try Frank on him or quickly that much in the full court press. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not going to worry about defense right now. That's going to come in during the playoffs. Maybe they make a trade throughout the middle of the year, which could definitely happen. So, I don't know. I like this a lot. I said that I don't think this is a top 4 team in the East, but the Knicks definitely got better this offseason, and you have to agree with me on that. So we don't know the specifics of the Kemba Walker signing. Is it a 1-year deal? Is it a 2-year deal? I mean, Woj says that it's just a buyout, or he agreed to a buyout with the Thunder. So he had 2 years, $74 million left on the contract. So yeah, $37 million a year, which is just massive to agree to buyout. So it's probably similar to the Blake Griffin buyout, where he's going to probably keep a lot of that first year money, maybe all $37 million, and then give back 80% of that second year. So the Thunder are like, okay, we're done with free agency anyway. We don't need that cap space. We'll pay you $37 million a year. We'll pay you $10 million a year next year. Now we can give minutes to Josh Giddey, Taylor Maledon, Trey Mann, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, give them kind of all the minutes there, trying to build their young core. So the Knicks are, I'm guessing it's going to be a 1-year deal worth $8 million, which Kemba Walker is probably fine signing something worth $8 million, just because he's going to be making $37 million from the Thunder, and it might be less than that. He could have signed on the minimum and just been like, all right, I'm getting paid $37 million. Let me just go to a team. I can take the minimum. They can maybe use that cap space to make the team a little bit better, or they can use that rolling into the trade deadline, something like that. So I can definitely see Kemba doing that, because Wojo tweeted this out, that Kemba Walker plans on an MSG homecoming. Kids, he went to a high school called Rice. I'm not sure. I feel like it's in the city somewhere. That's like what I've heard. But I remember when Kemba Walker was a free agent back in 2019, where he ended up signing with the Boston Celtics. There were some Knicks rumors because of his ties to New York City. And we get that a couple years later on a cheaper contract. Kemba Walker is probably not looked at as the same player as he was 2 years ago. in Charlotte. I would say his Boston tenure did not end very well. He did deal with a lot of injuries, so let's hope, cross our fingers, he stays healthy with the Knicks. But yeah, I'm kind of like in the boat where I'm hoping Kemba Walker. So like I'm just gonna quickly pull up his basketball reference here just because I want to see his career high in assists. But I doubt it's above like 6, right? So like his career high in assists was, let's see, it was 6.1 with Charlotte in 2014. He did average about 5.9 for, I think, an all-star season in 2019. And Boston, he averaged 4.9, 4.8. I want him to hit over 6.5 this year. I want him to get close to 7 because we don't need him to be we don't need him to be a 25-point per game scorer. We can afford for Kemba to be around that 17-point per game range, like similar to his 2014 year. If he averages 17 points, shoots, gets me 6.5, 7 assists, hopefully better field goal and 3-point percentage, I am perfectly fine with that. I really am, because with the guys we have on our roster at the moment, we don't need Kemba Walker to score 20 plus per game. We can allocate most of the scoring to Randall, to Barrett, like we were last year, and then also Evan Fournier is going to get his buckets, Derrick Rose is going to get his buckets, Alec Burks is probably going to score 10 plus points a game, and then you got Quickly in there, Obi Toppin, jeez, I don't know what's going to happen with Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, their rookie, like we have like guys that can create their own shot and that could score, so we don't really need, like obviously in the playoffs, like we want Kemba to shoot as much as he can if he's going to be efficient. But throughout the regular season, I'm cool with Kemba maybe not attacking the rim as much, taking care of his body a little bit more, and just being more of a facilitating point guard for us. Because like I said, if he could set up Julius Randle in the pick and roll, be a nice alley-oop man to Mitchell Robinson, just really perfect his kind of offensive playmaking game, while also improving his defensive ability. That's why I'm excited to see him with Tibbs, the most defensive-minded head coach he had yet. He had just a revolving door of head coaches in Charlotte, and then he had Brad Stevens, who's a good defensive-minded head coach. But Tibbs might be on another level for some of these veterans, right? Maybe it's Stevens could cater towards some of the younger guys, because the veterans like Kemba, Al Horford, Al Horford did work out, I guess, in Boston, but I was going to say he really didn't end the best. Well, I guess he was a free agent, but they traded back from, okay, because I was going to try to make like a parallel that, or just a correlation that, or Brad Stevens really doesn't get a lot out of his veteran players, but I guess that's not really true, so I shouldn't say that, because Gordon Hayward, the Gordon Hayward thing in Boston was a mess, and Kyrie was a veteran technically. I don't know. I'm going to get off that topic, so I'm rambling here. But yeah, like Tibbs should be able to change his kind of style of play around. I'm a little worried about that team when it matters in the defensive end, because Mitch and Noel, like if Mitch stays healthy, yes, he'll probably be the closing 5 because they're going to want to see what he can do before he's a free agent next year, unrestricted, or no, he might be restricted, I think. He might be restricted. But Nerlens Noel is probably a better player right now, but they might see the upside of Mitch Rob. We'll see if he stays healthy. If he gets hurt this year, people are going to probably be like, all right, it's just not going to work out in New York. We have to give up on that, and then maybe they'll look to trade him at the deadline. I don't know. I'm speaking in the future there. But yeah, so Barrett, he was a better defender last year than his rookie year, but I'm still he's still not somebody you would rely on putting on Jason Tatum or putting on Jimmy Butler or putting on one of these premier wings like Harden in the Eastern Conference that they're going to have to go up against, or even Trae Young. So I don't really trust this team defensively at all, and I guess there's not really a defensive stopper on the bench because it's not Quickly somebody that you can kind of run maybe a full court press with on Trae Young to just bother him a little bit. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier going up against Trae Young this year because of the whole FIBA rules coming over here. But yeah, like I said, who's going to be that premier defender? Maybe I'm just kind of lowballing or just underrating Fournier's defense, which could definitely be a thing right now because I got to see a little bit more for him in the New York system. But yeah, I'm a little worried about that, but we're going to be able to score some points. That's why at the 5, we don't really need somebody that's going to score 15-plus points. I'm fine with Mitch Robinson as well, averaging 10 and 8, one of the two, and getting a nice 2 blocks a game. And then really seeing Barrett get close to that maybe 20-point-per-game mark. I wouldn't mind to see Fournier and Kemba around that 16 to 17-point-per-game mark, and then Randall can do his thing, get 24 or whatever. So, yeah, that is going to be it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy my reaction to the Derrick Rose signing, the Kemba Walker signing. I still think that the Knicks will be making a trade at the deadline. I'm sure they're going to be hovering around. If I had to say where I think the Knicks are going to end up at the end of the year in the Eastern Conference seeding, I'll just go 1 Milwaukee, 2 Brooklyn, 3 Philly off the top of my head, Miami 4, and then, Atlanta's good enough in the regular season. I think they would be 5. I would say it's probably going to be a dogfight for 6 to not be in the play-in tournament between Boston, Chicago, and the Knicks. I think that's what it's going to come out to, those 3 teams, and then say that's 6, 7, and 8. The other 2 play-in teams, you got to compete with Indiana, Washington, and Toronto, and Charlotte's going to be in there as well, and maybe Cleveland will surprise some people this year, I'm not sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this signing for the New York Knicks. I like it a lot. As for the OKC Thunder, I don't mind it as well. If they don't have to pay a heavy amount next year, they can go after maybe a 2022 free agent, but then they're only paying Kemba this year, which is fine because they're just going to play Giddey and Shea and Trey Man and Taylor Mountain. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like if you did. Let me know what you guys think of down below. You guys will probably see a Kemba Walker Knicks rebuild out early tomorrow, so you can be on the lookout for that. It was going to come out a new look Knicks rebuild tonight, but obviously with Kemba, that is going to be pushed aside. So hope you guys enjoyed the double upload today. Love y'all. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.